In a previous episode, Joyful, Sterling, and Patrick were summoned for jury duty. They sat through the voir dire process. Joyful and Patrick were selected as two of the jury members. They are now jurors. Today they are in the courtroom for the trial. The judge has entered the courtroom and is seated. The bailiff stands by. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as the prosecuting attorney, I am going to show the guilt of the defendant. My client is the owner of a small store which was robbed by the defendant. Esteemed members of the jury, as the defense attorney, I'm going to show you that reasonable doubt exists and that you should not convict my client. My client did not have a gun. There was no coercion involved. He did not rob the store. The questioning begins. The store owner is called to the stand. He has been sworn in and is ready to testify. The prosecuting attorney addresses him. Mr. Smith, can you tell us if the person who robbed your store is sitting in this courtroom? Yes, it was that man sitting right over there. Let the record show that the plaintiff has indicated the defendant. Please tell us what happened the day that your store was robbed. A kid came in to my store and was making a purchase, pretending to make a purchase. He didn't actually make a purchase. And he pointed a gun under his jacket. He was wearing a hoodie, and he pointed a gun under his jacket and told the cashier to give him all the cash. The cashier emptied out his till into a bag that the robber had, and the robber ran away. Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor. Would the defense like to cross-examine? Yes, Your Honor. How do you know it was my client? He has a very distinctive nose. He's also wearing the very same hoodie that he wore on the night he robbed my store. No further questions at this time, Your Honor. You've been sworn in now and you're under oath. Tell us what you saw. Yes, I saw the man run from the store. You don't have to speak so closely to the microphone. We can hear you just fine. Tell us what happened in the store. I was standing in line waiting to pay for my items when this guy ahead of me pointed a gun toward the cashier and said to give him all the money in the till. What happened next? The cashier opened his drawer and emptied out the till into the bag that the robber was holding with his other hand. Then what? Then he ran out of the store and got into a vehicle that was waiting for him, and they drove off fast. Is that person in this courtroom? Yes, that's him over there. Let the record show that the plaintiff has indicated the defendant. What kind of vehicle was used? It was a brown Chevy. What was the license number? It was easy to remember. A, B, 1, 2, C, D, 3, 4. Wasn't it dark at that time of day? No, the sun doesn't set until 6 o'clock and it was only 5:30. So the sun was shining in your eyes. The sun was shining right into the storefront where the thief came running out. I got a full view of him. You said that he was pointing a gun at the cashier. Did you actually see a gun? No. Then why do you say he had a gun? Because he had his hand like this, you could see that there was a gun in his sweatshirt. Let the record show that the witness has pointed her index finger forward. Maybe he was doing what you just did, pointing a finger under his hoodie, as if it were a gun. Is that possible? Yes, I guess it's possible. No further questions, Your Honor. Your Honor, I would like to call Zenobia Jones to the stand. Miss Jones, you have been sworn in and are under oath now. Miss Jones, what kind of car do you own? I have a brown Chevy. What is the license plate number? It's it's AB12CD34. Miss Jones, that's the same license plate number and the same type of car that was seen at the robbery. Was it your car? No. Tell us what happened with your license plate. The license plate was stolen. One day I went out to drive my car and I took it to get some gas, and when I was putting the gas I noticed that the license plate was missing. So after filling up the gas, I drove home and I called the police, and um um they asked me if the license plate was lost or if it was stolen. Well, I think better of people, so why would somebody steal my license plate? So I said it was lost. Where were you at the time of the robbery? I was on a plane to visit my relatives. Here's a copy of the plane ticket. Tell us about your activity in the store that evening. I went to buy some candy bars. At the cash register, I put my hand into my hoodie pocket and stuck up my index finger, just as a joke, and said, "Give me all the money." The cashier, I guess, thought I was being serious and gave me money from the till. If you weren't really trying to rob the store, why didn't you give the money back? Uh, uh, I thought that he was just giving me the money. Like I'd won some kind of prize for being the 100th customer or something like that. After more witnesses are examined and cross-examined, the jurors retire to deliberate. After a short deliberation process, the jurors return to the courtroom. Has the jury come to a unanimous decision? We have, Your Honor. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of robbing the store. We, the jury, do not find the defendant guilty of using weapon or force. Will the defendant please rise? You are hereby sentenced to 6 months jail time. Oh no. The jury is excused. Thank you for your time. That was an interesting case. Yes, it was. Justice was served. You did. Good job, Patrick. Shall we go? Let's go get us. It was quite an experience.